Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I'm also the owner of Velvet Bride, which is a wedding dress store in Missoula, Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So I'm actually getting ready to head to New York right now. I'm just gearing up to go to the airport to head to New York Bridal Fashion Week. So this video is going to be all about my experience there and a little bit behind the scenes of what goes on at Bridal Fashion Week and what it's like to be a buyer at Bridal Market. So it'll be a little different than my typical videos, and hope you enjoy. What was your experience?
The venue was incredible. The dresses were great. The models were amazing. There was no pockets.
No pockets.
Missing pockets.
Hello, we are back from New York. That was such a whirlwind of a couple of days. Bridal Fashion Week goes by in the blink of an eye, and I had even limited amount of time there this year because I have a wedding this weekend that I needed to be back for. So I had to cram all my shows into pretty much one day in New York. So I didn't get a chance to kind of do little footage in between each show and talk my way through Fashion Week a little bit more like I wanted to. So I figured I would just do a little bit of a recap after the fact and kind of let you know some things that I was seeing at New York Bridal Fashion Week, things I'm excited about, and maybe a little bit of what you can expect and maybe help me choose dresses for Velvet Bride. And I would also love to hear what you guys are excited about, what types of wedding dress trends you're excited about, and maybe even help me pick out some of the new dresses that we will be bringing into Velvet Bride. So a lot of the behind the scenes clips that you saw were from the fashion shows that I got to go to. So basically how New York Bridal Fashion Week goes is it's much more buyer centered. So I get to meet with each of the designers that I carry in the store, as well as a couple that I'm maybe interested in bringing on that I don't currently have, and be able to see their new dresses and see their new collection, and maybe even some carryovers in person, which if you've been wedding dress shopping, you know this as well, but it's one thing to see a wedding dress in a photo and another in person. Things can look completely different in person than they do in a picture as far as minor details go, sparkle, beading, the lace detail, all that kind of stuff is really hard to see from just a photo. That's why going in and trying on wedding dresses is so crucial to being able to really find the wedding dress. And that's how it is as a buyer too. I like to be able to see the dress in person, feel the fabric. I'm big on kind of how things feel, and I want to make sure that they are not only beautiful for our brides, but also feel good, if they're comfortable. These are dresses you're going to be wearing for a long time on your wedding day. So I like to make sure that the fabrics are something that feel really good for the brides to be in as well. So I get to meet with all these designers. We have basically little private mini fashion shows where they will have models showcase the new collection that comes out for this season, and then I select which dresses I want to bring on to the store. So we do this for every designer, and then this year I went to a couple of, I think I went to 3 that I didn't, that I don't currently carry that I'm really excited about. So I'm not gonna divulge too much information on that yet until I get things finalized, but we are hoping to have a few new designers in Velvet Bride at the start of the new year, so I'm really excited about that. It's a super fun experience. It's a little bit overwhelming because if I could, I would buy every single dress that I saw at New York Bridal Fashion Week, but obviously I cannot do that, and I have to be strategic about the dresses that are going to sell here. So that's a difficult part of the job, is trying to anticipate what my Montana brides are going to want to see here in the store. So if any of you are Montana brides or just a bride in general, and any dresses that you saw in this video or any particular trends that you're loving, things that you're seeing online, on Pinterest, on social media, I would love love to hear your opinions in the comment below. Please let me know what you're loving, what you'd like to see more of, or if you have been wedding dress shopping, something that you are looking for that maybe you haven't found yet. I'd love to hear that. So what I noticed a lot at this year's Bridal Fashion Week is a lot of the dresses are leaning towards more of this like clean, classic look, whereas the last few years we've had a lot of that boho, kind of whimsical, floral, flowy, which that's still definitely on the radar. We're seeing a lot more come back of the kind of more classic and sleek and chic wedding dress styles, which I'm actually really excited about. That's something that has been increasing in popularity in Montana as well. I also noticed a lot of dresses having some pearl detail. So I'm expecting to see that become a pretty popular trend next year for all those 2023 weddings. Lots of dresses with pearl detail, whether that's just minimal in the bodice or I saw some that had pearl skirts. It's such a fun little detail. Sometimes beading can be a little bit too much for some people, so pearls kind of add that little extra embellishment without being overly sparkly, which is something that I'm really excited about. Also, I put a little poll on my Instagram before I went to New York Bridal Fashion Week, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, be sure to do so on both my wedding planning Instagram, which is Emily Summer Studios, and also the wedding dress store, Velvet Bride, which is just at Velvet Bride. If you ever want to have a say in kind of the dresses that we bring on, I ask my audience a lot. I love to hear from you guys. I love to hear what brides-to-be are interested in and shopping for, so your input is super greatly appreciated. So be sure to follow me on there if you want to be able to participate in all of that. So before I left, I did a couple of polls on what people were looking for, or maybe a particular detail or style of dress that I should be on the lookout for when choosing new dresses for the store. And a lot of people are interested in long sleeves. So that was a number one thing that I was looking for through all my designers and all of the shows. And I have to say, there were definitely a few long sleeve styles that I'm pretty excited about. Long sleeves are starting to make a comeback. They've always been around the last couple of years, but it does seem that there's been a little bit more of a draw to having some sort of sleeve. So seeing a lot more long sleeves coming up as a popular trend. Another thing that is super fun that I'm excited about is the increase in a second dress, a reception style dress, so more T-length, shorter style dresses. A lot of my designers have started to bring those on as options. Super fun option to give yourself a couple of looks for your wedding day and also have a dress to change into that might be a little bit easier to dance in and not feel as weighted down or have a long train to deal with for your entire evening. So I'm really excited to bring on some of those styles as well. I also noticed a lot of the designers are offering more color. So we've seen an increase in color over the last couple of years incorporated into wedding dresses, whether that is the lining, having more like taupe, latte, blush colors weaved into kind of the lace or the lining of a dress to kind of give that extra contrast. But I'm noticing a lot of designers are choosing to offer the entire dress in different colors. So black wedding dresses are something that we are seeing an increase of, and there were several dresses that I saw this year that had an ivory option as well as a black option. So I'm excited to be able to bring a couple of those on to give that as an option for brides. So seeing a lot more full color being introduced into the bridal scene, which is super fun. Curious to see how popular that will become. I have had a few brides inquiring about black wedding dresses lately though, so I think it'll be fun to have an option or two to come in a different color other than white. So overall, New York Bridal Fashion Week was such a fun experience as always, and hopefully you enjoyed getting to see a little bit of behind the scenes action. And I go every year, so I will continue to bring you along with me, and hopefully next year I'll do a little bit better on more behind the scenes footage and kind of walking you through what that process is a little bit more. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.